We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. They say he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yes, we've made it to the magician, our Wizard of Oz in the tarot pack. I made reference to the Wizard of Oz in the Fool video as well, and that's because I really think of the Wizard of Oz as the greatest movie for myths and archetypes that was ever made. Sorry, Star Wars fans. In any case, in the Fool card, I mentioned the Scarecrow as sort of a compliment to that card. But really, in the Fool card, it's Dorothy. Dorothy and Toto, in fact, with the dog in the card. And Dorothy's journey all through the film. But here we are at the Magician, and the Wizard of Oz in the film is more of a trickster because he doesn't really have powers. He just wants you to think he does. So we're going to look a little bit at that side of the magician throughout this video. Sorry, I am just pushing my cat away. She's camera ready, but I'm not ready for her. So once again, I'm starting with the RWS version of the magician, or of the card I'm speaking of. And like the Fool card, I actually really like this version of the magician. I think the Fool and the Magician are probably the best renderings that Pamela did with this deck. I may change my mind when we get to later cards, but I really, really love, this is the Magician to me. And in particular, I like the red and white in the clothing. I don't know why, but that just seems iconic. And of course, all the elements being present is important for me. And the as above, so below gesture all make up, I think, a great magician card. Now, when the magician card comes up, people always or often say, you have all the tools you need in front of you. But they're not talking about the actuality of using those tools in order to manifest. For example, if you want to manifest something in your life, you need to have an emotional connection to it with the cup. You also need to have the fire and the passion and the can-do energy of the wand. You have to be thinking about it all the time, planning it, strategizing it with the sword. And then you have to actually do something on the earthly plane with the pentacle to make it happen. Once you combine those four, then yes, you have all the tools you need. But I find people kind of leave out those 4 steps, or the important steps in getting there. So if we're talking about the magician and talking a bit about the trickster, we have to go back to the Marseille style magicians. And I love this one from the Tarot des Arcs. Because he has that wonderful side eye, just that sneaky, sneaky look on his face. Like, don't look at my hand, look at my other hand. So I really like that. And there's even splashes of red, which is the color that I like to see on my magician. Here's another Marseille version, the Jean Noble. And yeah, it looks pretty standard, but is that finger actually a penis? What's going on there? Seems like he is playing a trick on us. Now, the sort of Marseille style that I don't enjoy is this one from the Soprafino Tarot. This guy, he's got the table and he's got a bunch of tools and things and whatnots on there. He's been drinking this big old glass of wine, and he just looks like some old sot that is neither magician nor trickster. It just looks like a shoemaker that is getting a bit bombed mid-afternoon. So that does nothing for me. Also, this one from the Alchemical Tarot. It's Mercury, and yes, we understand Mercury is associated with the card, but I just don't want my magician to be flat out Mercury. The nudity doesn't bother me, but the flat out I am Mercury does. I like our tarot archetypes to stand on their own, to be an archetype of their own. So in the Thoth deck, it's the same idea. We've got Mercury dead center. Again, the color system is not good for me, the blue and the yellow. I want that red and white. In the Tarot of the Old Path, we're getting very, very pagan, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is one of those cards where there's too much going on. There's like Stonehenge and the lightning, and let's just throw in a unicorn. Is this wolf coming from the fire? Is it just passing by the fire? He's throwing runes. Just, yeah, it's very, very busy. And again, the colorization is not what I like. So the Mary L is a real head scratcher. We're going to have a few head scratchers in a row here. Now, if I showed you this card, you go, oh, that must be the Hermit. No, it's the Magician. And he's got, I think she calls it a Metatron cube here, and I can see the top and the bottom of the Tree of Life. So I get that he is manifesting, but I just don't see the energy. And then these two trees, it's more High Priestessy. No, I recognize the infinity sign. That's about it in terms of the Magician. Osho Zen is also a very big head scratcher, calling it experience, and well, I don't have to say what's in the card. It just does not match up with the Magician at all in my mind. Prisma Visions. Oh, it's the Moon card. Nope. Again, it's the Magician. And he's manipulating a small figure down here. There's no sign of the suits. Okay, I get that he seems to be channeling the actual universe, the stars and the planets, but again, the colorization and just the elements of this small figure. I see some kind of a manipulation, but I don't really see it as a magician-y kind of manipulation. Aquarian Tarot, man, he's got his arms down. Like he's not doing anything. He's just staring. Nope. Efflorescent Magician, he's a little young. This should be called the Sorcerer's Apprentice. He's kind of fumbling around down here. The cup is spilled. Again, I don't like the blue accents. I don't see the magic. Okay, that is one thing I do like to see on a magician card. I like to see them actually doing the magic. So we're heading in that direction now. This is from the Cosmic Tribe Tarot, and I do like this one. I like it. Yes, it's psychedelic and it's naked, as most of the Cosmic Tribe deck is. But I just like that he's shifted the elements, like the water is the fish, this sunflower, I believe, is the earth, there's a butterfly for air, and this magic mushroom that'll send you off is the wand. But I just like to see the energy there. There's a nod to Hermes, but it doesn't totally take it over. But again, the general colorization is not good for me. I like Anna Kay. It's a real wizard you can see in front of you. All the suits are here. Something is magical is going on. So not a problem, but again, we're not seeing a lot of as above, so below gestures, which I enjoy. And again, in blue, I prefer red and white. This is the Cosmic Tarot Magician. I like the close-up here. I like the nod to hermaphrodism because it's very female, but then there is this mustache. We've got our standard roses and lilies and the suits. But I do like this channeling through the infinity symbol, through him, his third eye, and out through his eyes. So I can see the magic happening. up close and personal. And I like that. Again, he's blue. Why are all magicians blue all of a sudden? Here's another one. But I do like that he is floating, this is from the Fountain Tarot, floating these suit symbols above him. So there is some magic going on. Lightseer's Tarot, now we're starting to get someplace. Again, I prefer my red and white magicians, but at least he's levitating. All the elements seem to be engaged in some way. There's water here, there's earth, air for the levitation, and all the sunlight, I guess, for the fire. But the artist has also put, it'll be hard for you to see, but the actual elemental symbols are in these rays of light for earth, air, fire, and water. So I like it. Again, where's my red and white? But you certainly get the energy of a magician when you look at that card. So finally, we're into the red and whites. We're getting into some of my favorite magicians now. My favorite will be the last one I show you. He doesn't have the as above, so below going on, but he is indicating he's doing it with these hand gestures here. And I like how all the symbols are just floating around him. Just ignore that he's a merman. Doesn't really add or subtract from the image for me. I like the exotic look here too. From the Slow Tarot, we have this, looks like a young girl, but slightly masculine face, so there might be some hermaphrodite stuff going on here too. The flowers as we know them, the roses, the suits as we know them. But if you look at her hand, you can really see it being pulled by this energy, and she's directing it. So we get our as above, so below. So I'm starting to get a little happier. This one is from the Modern Spellcasters. I like this wizard. He's got the right color choice. I like that little lightning bolt above his head. And all the suits are present. And there's a snake shedding its skin. I think it's attempting to make the infinity symbol that we are so used to seeing on the card. So no complaints there. I like it. I think this is one of the more clever magicians that there is. This is from the Tarot de Saint Croix, and the reason why it's so clever, yes, it's not the color choices that I like. He's in blue, but I do like what the artist has done with this card, because they've combined a lot of things here, and I had to look really closely to sort of get it. I like that the as above, so below involves tarot cards, and it's supposed to be Rumi, the poet. And I do see the magician, like I see artists, musicians, poets, actors, I mean, anything in those fields, they are magicians to me. So I like that she used Rumi. You're wondering, where are the suits? Well, guess what? Very cleverly, they're on the aces in this tarot deck that the magician is throwing out towards us. But the other cool thing about this card, so the magician is the number 1, which is the same number as the aces. So here we have the aces. But also the Wheel of Fortune, number 10, reduces to number 1, 1 plus 0. He's standing on a Wheel of Fortune of types. And also the Sun, 19, 1 plus 9, 10, 1 plus 0, 1, is also a 1 card. And they've put the Sun in very prominently. So I just love that all iterations of 1 are in this card. So really good job. Okay, so now the last 3, I guess, would be my favorites. This is from the Connolly Tarot. He's got the right red and white coloration. He's got the right intense look on his face. He's got the as above, so below, the suits. He's got actual power. You can see that he's harnessing, and as you can see, it's coming out down below. So, you know, nothing different about the card, but, you know, bang on in terms of what you need out of a magician. Here's from the Sheridan Douglas, and everything is there, all the colors, the suits, the as above, so below, the infinity symbol, all very simple, even the roses and the white flowers here. But what I love is the Bride of Frankenstein hair going on. which just shows you the static electricity that he is channeling through this rod he's got lifted up here. And the cape seems to be rising, so there's a lot of energy and force you get looking at the card. And then my favorite magician is actually a very simple one from the Morgan Greer. Everything that I told you I like is present. I won't repeat them all. Maybe we don't see the magic actually happening, but certainly got the biggest infinity symbol we've seen so far. But I just love the 1970s. Yes, this is the porn stash deck, and this is the porn stashes of porn stashes. And, you know, I was raised in Canada, and there was a 70s group called the Guess Who, and the lead singer was Burton Cummings, and he looks just like this. Google it, you'll see. So there's my magicians, and I'd love to see your favorite magician from your decks, and that's it for now. Bye.